Apologies. You're live, Doc. Go for it.
I'm live. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What an amazing morning. Good to see all of you who have showed up this morning. Okay, let's just do some greetings this morning as per custom, as per culture. We are always greeting one another. So let's do some greetings in the chat room. And please remind your friend that we are live. Okay, remind somebody that we are live this morning. Thank you so much for showing up. Okay, I'm just doing my greeting to, okay. It's a prophetic statement. Good morning. So don't say morning, say good morning and make that, prophetic statement to somebody. Okay, so this morning I just want to prepare people on how you are going to tap into the second half of the year in internationalizing your brand. You know, that's really what we like talking about. You can never sit there without doing certain things, because if you really, really want to succeed in life, there are some things you need to be deliberate. You need to be deliberate. So this morning, I want to talk about internationalizing your brand. We already are 4 minutes behind. So I'm going to immediately just kickstart because we have a lot of pointers. And please, when we are dealing with these pointers, my belief is that you need to put them into practice. You need to reboot. You need to relook. We've got a few, is it 2 days or is it a day to go before we actually hit the second half of the year? And therefore, the next 48 hours that you have, there are a number of things you need to actually answer. The first question I want you to answer is, okay, I've jotted down here, who are you? I need you to answer that question. So if you are able to, please, in the chat room, I would love you to type, who are you? Who are you? In order for you to internationalize your brand, in order for you to tap great into the second half of the year, or to start at a very, very high level in the second year, you have to define who you are. So, who are you? And please let me just demystify it. You are not Mrs. You are not CEO. You are not manager. You are not your position at work. Who are you? It is inherently what we are born with here on earth. And you need to take some time to actually get to describe, okay? You need to define and describe who you are, because who you are is what will help you to get yourself ready, because you can never work with what you don't know. Okay, so you cannot partner with yourself if you actually do not know who you are. And the reason why you get frustrated or why you find yourself discouraged, it is because you are not doing that which we are born to do. This is why whatever it is that you are doing, you are never committed to it. You don't show up on time. You feel lazy to show up. You get discouraged when there are no people around. Okay? You can never lead yourself. It is because that which you are, you haven't yet gotten to define it. Now, how do you find the who you are? How do you find that? You will see that the who you are is basically that something that you love to do. That's something that you love to do. You will see that when you investigate around the things that you love to do, you can never actually pinpoint when you started liking that which you love to do. You can never pinpoint when you started, number one. Number two, you actually feel bad if you are not doing that which you love to do. Again, that which you love to do, you can never pinpoint when you started learning it, because it is older than you. Come on. The who you are is older than you. The who you are has already been in existence. even before you actually realize that this is what you are supposed to do. It was already in you because it came from the higher source called God. The time you were born, you were born with it. And it was already odd. You are the one, listen, this is important. You are the one who has to reach that, the who you are. You've got to, get to the height. You've got to get to the width. You've got to look like it. Okay. You have to look like it. And this, who you are, not even your papa can find it, because it is within you and you are the only one who knows it. What a mentor or a leader can do is to help you clean it up. It is to help you get it to the place where it is appreciated. It is to help to harness it. It is to help to get it magnified so that the world can appreciate, adding value to it, adding skill to it. Like I always give an example, that you see the chicken that you have in your fridge and the potatoes you have on your rack that are rotting. Mr. KFC took the same chicken that you have in your fridge and just added value to it. And there is a way you identify KFC chicken. There is a way you also know Nando's chicken. You also know Galitos. There are different ways you can actually identify that particular chicken or fisherways. It is basically the same tilapia. Someone just got it, removed the head, added a few things. Even before you buy it, you already know how it tastes because it is a brand. Listen to me. Internationalizing your brand has to do with you coming face to face with your inherent gifts. You have to come face to face. You need to start identifying those things that you love to do. You've got to start adding value to them. Let me tell you, the only way you will know you are moving in your niche is when you do not need a boss to tell you when to wake up, what time to do that thing, okay? How to report to it, what you are supposed to do to it. That is the only way you will know you are moving in your inherent gift. My friend, if people have to tell you, come on, did you wake up? Did you do this assignment? And you need a police officer to actually police you to accomplish that assignment. You haven't yet started working in your inherent gift. Listen to me. Talking, mentoring people, helping people's destinies, helping to structure their lives. I do not need cheerleaders. I do not need people to clap for me. I do not even need the very person I'm helping to say thank you. Because that which I love to do, that which is inherent, makes me to feel good, makes me to be relevant. And because it makes me to be relevant, all I need to do is to add value. You see, we have changed from Zoom. We are now with StreamYard. You know what we are doing? We love talking. We love training people. We love helping people to get to the place of greatness. Now, because we love that, we are improving. You don't even know how much we are paying for you to be listening to us the way you are listening to us. We are on several platforms. We are paying. You know what is making us to pay? What is making us to pay to talk to you? Listen to me. Paying to talk to you. It is because we are in our niche. We are in our space. Can you define who you are? Today, before we conclude this first half of the year, I need you to define who you are. Are you want you to define who you are with about 3-4 lines. That's assignment number 1. Define who you are, find your mentor, find your leader, send your definition. Send your definition. Define who you are. That's what we want to hear. That is what we want to pay for. Okay? That is what we want to pay for. And when this particular chicken, more value is added, the more value you add to this chicken, the more expensive it becomes. What should people pay? What is it that you are trading here on earth? What products, what services should people pay into? How much value are you adding to that brand called you? I am talking about you. I am not talking about your position, because your position is not permanent. Okay? I'm not talking about the position at work, because that position can change tomorrow. You can go up or you can be demoted. So who are you? Take time to define who you are. Your second half of the year will only make sense when you get to add value to your definition. That is how the second half will make value to you. And there's going to be people who are waiting to pay. They are people who are waiting to pay to what I am talking about. Because for me, this is my brand. This is my value. This is just part of when I'm speaking, when I'm talking to you, when I'm training and I'm coming up with ideas. That is exactly inherently how I was born. God put this inside of me that when I open my mouth, there is value that comes out of my mouth. But like I shared, in Zimbabwe, we had an amazing spiritual boot camp, also amazing business camp. And I was telling them to say, look, that I'm talking about, okay, the things that were coming out of my mouth, I did not even sit to start, preparing notes. I simply opened up my mouth and people gathered to listen to what my mouth was bringing. But many people do not even know that when I was growing up, I struggled with connecting of English words. Because when I was growing up, we were learning a lot of things in vernacular. And therefore, communicating in English was a challenge because I had to think in vernacular in order for me to construct a sentence in English. Now, the who I am or who I was still did not change, but the value of who I was lower because I could not communicate eloquently. Now, that who I am did not actually change. It's the value. It's like gold. If you get gold out of the ground, the authenticness of that gold is still there, but because it hasn't gone through the process of improvement, that gold can sell less. That's what is happening to you. You are selling less because you are not adding value to the who you are. Okay, you are not adding value to the who you are. Second half of the year, spend time being part of your mentor. For those who are in my mentorship group, most of you are not present to complete assignments. You don't want to complete your profile. You don't want to do your profile photo shoots. You don't want to be present on social media platforms. You are not adding value. You are not learning how to optimize your life. The who you are, my friend, in the second half of the year, do not remain an ordinary chicken. Define yourself. Are you KFC? Are you Galitos? Are you Nando's? Define yourself. Do not be a generic person. Don't be just general, existing, a woman who's existing. That is why the who you are also does not define your marital status. Many people thrive in I am Mrs. And many people are looking forward to get married. Whether you are marrying a fool or you are marrying an intelligent person, you are marrying a witch, it doesn't matter. As long as you add MRS. My friend, that MRS can confuse you if you do not know who you are. You will be entering in there confused, and you will confuse him, confuse his relatives, confuse his mother, confuse his grandmother, even the ones that are in the grave. We will be turning because you don't understand who you are. That is why Mrs. can never define who you are. It may add value. It may bring in some kind of respect. But let me tell you something. You may be divorced. You may be widowed. Then who are you? Aside your husband, who are you? Without being called Mrs., who are you? Have you ever sat to wonder, if you became widowed today, God forbid, if you became widowed today, who are you? Minus your husband, who are you? Very important. So do not thrive in your brand as a married person. That may add a bit of spices to your chicken, but that is not the ultimate. Okay, that is not the authentic you. Authentic you is not marriage. Authentic you is not because you are divorced. Authentic you is not because you are the child outside marriage. The authentic you does not change because of how certain things have happened. You remain authentic if only we can pour into you and begin to work around, and then begin to add the things that have happened to you, whether negative or positive. Whatever has taken place to you is part of the beautiful brand. Yes, let me repeat. Negative or positive things that have happened in your life, it is part of your beautiful brand. Okay. Who wants to just be around my life if I have no story? Okay. It's the story that I have that has made me to be who I am. Bad stories and good stories put together, they're the ones that have actually even magnified and made my brand to even grow. Going to Zimbabwe was not because of the good things I've experienced in life. Going to Zimbabwe has been because of my book. Okay. This is what made me to go to Zimbabwe, transitioning to the courts of heaven. And when I went there, this book has got a story, the painful life that I went through, the loss of my brothers, the loss of my family prematurely. This has added to my brand. Was it nice for me to cry helplessly? Was it nice for me to lose my brothers young? No, it was not. So who told you that the who you are only has to do with a good story? Package yourself. That loss that I went through are part of my own spices that are totally different. My friend, you can never understand how my chicken tastes. You can never know the secret of the packaging, the secret of the things that I add to my chicken, because I am authentic. My spices are unique. That is why your own spices can, your own spices can be different. They are different. That's why you are unique. That is why you have started that business, because you are answering to a particular need that only you, as an authentic person, can actually solve that problem. So problems are raw materials that help the who you are to meet up with the original blueprint. The who you are has to meet up with that original blueprint. That is why when you see certain problems, you get pricked to your heart, and you do not become a victim. You become a victor. You become a solution to those problems. So what is that? I want you to spend time today. You need to structure that. Find a mentor. where you will post, send that to them. Tell them, this is what I feel I am. Can you please help me if this is who I am? All right. Now, let's move to the next pointer. Okay, the next pointer is, how are you? How are you? I need you to type that. How are you? Now, the how are you has to do with the achievements now that you have started to gather in the who you are. Okay. How are you? Okay. How are you? If you asked me right now, there are several things. Sorry, I didn't bring most of the things here, but they should be somewhere just closer. How are you? Okay, I'm happy. You read this. Okay, the President's Volunteer Service Award. And I've got most of them in the reception room there. That is how I am. I am okay. I am feeling good because there are several things that God is helping me to achieve. A few years ago, I received UN Global Chairwoman Award in 2019. It began to change my status. It began to change how I was being, looked at or viewed. Okay, few years ago, as I began to build on, how I began to move was as a result of the recognition that I began to get from different people. As a result of that, the next thing that started coming was now to help a number of people. How you are, brings in a certain help that you start offering to the people because of the achievements that you have received. Now, what is it that is going on in your life? Those are things that are causing your brand to start floating. So when people see 2019 Chairwoman Award recipient, when they saw that, they began to find out, who is this person? So the who I am, okay, brings in a number of other things that causes the who I am to go to another level. And that is how I am today. How I am is that now I have 2 masters. I did the first one. I realized it was good, but it was more theoretical. Then I did the second one with what's this? The name has even gone. Zebs. Okay, in Switzerland. And when I did this particular MBA, it is real world skills, a master's. When all those things are being factored in, they are positioning me to define, to bring a strong definition of who I am. Okay. After finishing my doctorate, another one was given, honorary. So all those things put together, they are building and defining my brand. Listen to me. You may not have an MBA. You may not have a degree. Whatever it is that you have, begin to gather little certificates. There are a lot of things that are done online that are free. That will define how you are. It will define what the world needs to pay into. What are you doing right now? If you are listening to me, we have this brand, okay? FlexiLearn. Now, FlexiLearn is an amazing training app that we have put together with amazing career courses that will change your life. All you do is, yes, it's Zurich. Thank you, Mildred. Zeb, Zurich Elite Business School in Switzerland. How can someone forget the school? Okay. So now you need to understand the training app. You go to Play Store or App Store. I need you to go and download FlexiLearn training app and follow through the promptings. The next thing that you'll find when you download it, you just have to read it. You go to the HQ and enter that number, 1114. We have an amazing course there. How to build global networks, which is for free. We have offered the course for free, my friend. Go and do that course. It will help you to get to build your brand to another level. Finally, as I conclude, I have about 6 pointers, but we are not rushing anywhere. We'll get back tomorrow to come and finish. Okay. I think this one, I cannot start it. I will just introduce it, but I'll come and build it next week. Who is it? Okay. Who is it? In other words, who do you know? Who do you know? Who is it? Who do you know? In order for you to internationalize your brand, listen to me, you can never, even for me, to get the Chairwoman Award in 2019, somebody nominated me. Then they began to check me out until they found that the nomination was equal to what I was doing. So that is why the benchmark is the who you are. All these other things, they hinge on the benchmark of the who you are. That is why those that I mentor, I spend time. We spend time with my team to really dig into bringing the who you are. Because the moment we bring the who you are, the who is it? Who is it is not a problem, because there are people who just came to Zimbabwe. When they heard I'm in town, they were all these media houses who came to interview this woman. When they looked at my profile, when they looked at my achievements, they want me to go back. They want me to go and do things with them. You know what? Because the who I am has been well taken care of. So who is it? I will take time next week to explain how to, define different types of relationships that you need to bank on in the second half of the year. I'm telling you the truth. You want your life to change. Who is it matters. I'm wearing this brand. I'm the senior vice president for Flexilent. You know what? The who is it. When I met Dr. Akanimo Odom, we began to build on that business relationship. Today, I'm the senior vice president because who is it that I knew had to answer to my who I am? Come on. I feel like speaking in tongues, but I had to withhold myself. Okay. That who I am brought in the who is it. The who is it, the universe is on duty to line them up. Who is it? Rev Water, Sunshine, Dr. Jackie, Ann. We have gotten together because we have something within ourselves that is attracting. We are attracting each other. For me to show up, all I did was to show up. Rev Water was coaching me, do this, and it's a who is it in my life. And that is why he has to wake up for me to ensure that I show up. Are you getting what I'm saying? He can't just wake up for any person out there and begin to fidget. What is it that you are? Okay, what is it that I am in his life? That is why he has to go. So you want people to come to you. What have you done? What are you doing? What are you doing to them? What services have you offered? What will make somebody to die for you, for lack of a better way? What will make somebody to do something for you? What have you done? What are you doing for them to go out of their way for you? Who is it? I'm coming for it next week because many people want help. Help me, help me, help me. Are you being of help to any person? That including your pastor, your mentor. So see you next week as I come to build on this. Yes, thank you so much, my media team. Follow Flexilent International on Facebook. You will find help there. You'll be able to be assisted. Flexilent International. Thank you so much. Do have an amazing Thursday. You can imagine how I just love talking. I can take you on, but we've got to keep time and end. Thank you so much. Shalom, shalom.